Hello, I'm Bob Elgin, the president of T-BART. Boating season's here, and that can mean an awful lot of fun on the lake, but problems can arise. Don't panic. T-BART can help you in a number of ways. We provide a number of services, and today I want to also talk about some of our volunteers and some of the features or aspects of T-BART that may not be well known. We're an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that's been here since the year 2000. We have over 160 members who are experienced boaters. We have 4 boats, 3 of which are our main tow boats and are based at the Yacht Club, Kahiti, and Rarity Bay. Our 4th boat is a rigid inflatable that we use in special circumstances in very shallow water. Things we do, well, we just tow disabled boats. If you call 911, we'll pick up, or the 911 center will pick up the latitude and longitude from where you are because your phone transmitted that without you knowing it. That helps us find you. We do courtesy tows. When you need service, maintenance, and can schedule things in advance, go to our website and there you'll find the instructions on how to arrange a courtesy tow and schedule it with T-BART folks. We'll pull debris out of the main channel of the lake if it's a hazard to boating and get it out of the way. We have a life jacket loaner program where we have 12 storage lockers scattered up and down the lake that you can go borrow a life jacket from. So if you have grandkids or visitors coming in and you don't have the right size, go borrow one of those and then just return it when you're done. We assist government agencies when they ask us, so be it emergency services, fire, police, whomever. If we can help them in a situation, we'll be happy to do that and do that. And lastly, part of what we do is provide safety and education around the boating subject. We do this primarily through 4 lake orientations a year. These are 3-hour seminars where we'll go up and down the lake mile by mile, helping you understand what services and capabilities are out there, where you can find a restaurant, where you can find fuel, and where to go hide from a thunderstorm. We're on call 365 days a year. And for emergencies, call 911. Please do that. The emergency services folks will then route your information to the captain on duty that day. That duty captain, who's an experienced boater, makes contact with you and alerts their crew, and then simultaneously keeps in touch with the 911 center so that they know what the status is of the folks out on the lake. We're all volunteers, and we want you to meet a couple other folks of our organization. So first, I'd like to introduce to you Chris Jameson, who's one of our experienced captains.
I've been a member of T-BART for 5 years. I chose to become a member of T-BART because I'm a water bug. I love everything on the water: boating, jet skiing, water skiing, hydrofoiling, wakeboarding, kayaking. My wife and I visited the area in 2017, and I picked up a T-BART flyer at one of the local restaurants. I turned to my wife and said, as soon as we live here, I'm going to apply to T-BART for membership. As a T-BART captain, on my scheduled duty days, I carry a pager. If there are 911 pages, I respond to that. And I called my crew to get them to the boat. I called the boater in distress to ensure of their location and to determine if there are any injuries or any special needs. I then meet my crew at the boat. We need to be within 20 minutes of the boat so that we can respond in a timely fashion. And from that point, we ready the boat and go out to assist the boater. Being a T-BART member is very rewarding. People are always happy to see us. We arrive when they're in trouble and we help them out. And so it depends on the call out. Sometimes it's simply a boat that won't start. Maybe the battery's dead, maybe they're out of fuel. And typically we will tow them to a safe harbor, or in the very least case, we will get the people themselves off to safety. I'd recommend anyone who loves being on the water joining T-BART. It's a very rewarding volunteer position, and it's a service to society that you're going to enjoy.
Next, I'd like for you to meet Margot Ross, who crews for us, and she wants to share a little bit about some of her experiences with T-BART.
I joined T-BART in 2015. I think I joined probably for the same reason a lot of people join organizations. I wanted to be able to give back to the community in some way. And I love being on the water and I love boating, so it was a perfect match. When I joined T-BART, the expectation was for you to take a boating safety course somewhere prior to joining. And I took the one that was offered by the Coast Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary here in the village. There are other courses online that can be taken that will count for that. Then I had the classroom course through T-BART that talked about what all of our responsibilities would be, how do we sign up for duty, and so on and so forth. And then there is the training course that we do on the water, where you actually learn how to tow a boat and get it back safely into its slip. Sometimes when you're on T-BART, you have an unusual experience. I've had a couple of those over the years. Most of the time you're just doing a regular tow. One time we got called out because a large barge had come loose down at the Poplar Springs boat ramp and had blown across the lake. On that particular day it was quite windy and it was all the way across the lake against the shoreline. They asked us to see if we could secure it so that it would not blow back across the lake or into someone's dock if the wind changed. So that was one unusual time. Another time we had a boat that came loose in the winter and it was put away for the winter and the lines frayed and it was just floating in the cove and there was no one aboard and it was all tied up underneath its cover. So we had to figure out how to get it hooked up without anybody on board to help us and then get it back to its slip. Because we didn't know who it belonged to, we were lucky that someone saw us doing this and called and let us know that it belonged to a neighbor who happened to be on vacation at the time and was not in the village. So they had to locate him and we had to find out which slip to return it to. And of course he was very grateful for our services. As a former membership chairman, we're always looking for more women to be a part of T-BART. There are less than a dozen women who are actively standing duty at this time. And I personally know that there are lots of women on the lake who are good boaters. They're good navigators, and they would make great contributions to T-BART. I personally work just as a crew member. I'm not a captain, which means that I work alongside the person who's running the boat. I do the hooking up of the boat that's being towed, and I tie them up to the dock or take it into the slip or however it needs to be maneuvered into a safe way, a safe area. But I will tell you that having been a member of T-BART, I'm way more confident on the lake than I used to be. I know a bit more about charting the lake, I know where the obstacles are, and I've learned that by being on board a boat with another captain who knows the lake. So it's a great experience and I sure would recommend it for anyone.
And lastly, I'd like for you to meet Chris Burns, who is our NSS director. NSS is our Night and Special Support subset of the organization who are specially trained to deal with certain situations that we don't necessarily encounter every day.
NSS was created in 2004. We're a select team of 12 T-BART captains or specific crew who are specifically trained and equipped to carry out missions during either day or night, 24/7 as requested. We provide support to emergency response agencies, which would include Monroe and Loudoun County Sheriff's Departments, TWRA, fire departments, or any other EMS organization upon that agency's request. Examples of that would be search and rescue or recovery, boat fires, boat accidents, or even transport EMA personnel. A good example of when NSS was called into action was during the snowstorm of 2024, where we received 9 inches of snow at the docks. It was a very cold, snowy day and the docks were covered with snow and ice. Our objective was to rescue 10 boats that were at risk if the roof collapsed. It was a challenge, but we were able to tow the boats to safe location and then relocate them back to Tougaloo when conditions allowed. NSS is also present during firework events. We keep boats out of the debris field and keep boats a proper distance from parades. We are called to assist if there is a boat fire by providing help to the first responders by keeping the area blocked from boat traffic. In addition to the T-BART fleet is an inflatable Zodiac boat that we received as a donation. This smaller size allows us to reach shallow areas that our normal boats can't get to. This will prove useful in certain situations.
Part of how we support our operation is through the fact that once in a while somebody will donate a boat to us. And we really appreciate that. We prepare the boat for sale, we sell it and keep the proceeds, and then we provide the donor with the paperwork for tax purposes so that they can deal with it accordingly. We survive on donations, boats, financial donations, but we also have Bratfest, which is our major fundraiser. Normally happens on the first Monday in May. And this is the event where it's all the brats, potato salad, sauerkraut, etc. that you want to eat, and a couple kegs of beer available. Tickets are limited, and we ask you to get them from your friendly local T-BART member. Reserve your tickets as soon as you can because this event always sells out. We're always looking for more volunteers as the growth of the community up and down the lake and the number of boaters, we have more business all the time. So if you would like to volunteer, go to our website and there you'll find information under the membership tab. For more information about the services we provide, go to our website, www.tbart.org, and also search for the videos that we have out there. So please, go out and enjoy the lake. Have fun out there. And educate yourself on boating safety and boating in general. And if you need us, call us.